Hello beautiful souls, and welcome to our Aries season pick a card reading. I'm so excited to have you guys here because we are starting a fresh new year astrologically. So let the magic begin. So welcome to Aries season, welcome to a new fresh start astrologically to your year. And if you're new joining us, then you have chosen the perfect month to join to become part of this journey as we move through each astrological season and pick some cards and see what's going to be coming in energetically, or maybe what you're going to be letting go of or moving away from. So I'm very excited for you to be here. Don't forget you can hit the subscribe button to join our spiritual community. And for the people who've been here since I started this, which was last Libra season, then even though we are going to be continuing our journey with card pile 1 and card pile 2, it is a bit of a fresh start. So just be aware of that. So just be aware things might feel slightly different. The energy might feel different as we kind of step into that next space that's coming in with Aries season. So before we even do anything, we need to talk about what Aries is. Well, obviously it's a cardinal fire sign, and it's really, for me, very much about the initiative, taking action, doing the thing. You know, we're not just saying it, we've been dreaming about it in Pisces season. Now we're going to do something about it. We've had those thoughts, those dreams, those visions, those aspirations that have been, you know, in that kind of dreamy scape. And Aries is like, great, now let's bring it into the physical. Now let's make it real. So this is a really exciting time, I feel, and energetically it's really passionate and fiery and go-getter. And I mean, I really love Aries. I know some really wonderful Aries people, and yeah, it's just, I think, a great energy. Obviously it rules the first house. It is a fire sign, so there is that passion, and I feel like obviously we associate it with the god of war, Aries. And I would say, in fact, that really for me it's more about actually taking action. It's more about the doing rather than actually the kind of arguing or the conflict side of things. What I wanted to share as well before we dive into the card piles is a bit of a collective message, because when I was tuning into the energy of this video, I never prep, you know, I never write anything out or anything like that. I just tune into it and just receive guidance or intuition, and then, you know, and that can be like half an hour before, it can be a day or two before, and then I just share. Maybe it's a sentence or something, and then I just share from there. So I really go into a space of surrender. And as I was actually getting ready for this video earlier on today, the words that came through collectively was make or break. And that's really what I feel like the energy of Aries season is going to be. And I mean this in a collective level. With everything that's going on in the world at the moment, we're at a very heightened space. And because Aries has such a fiery, passionate space to it, I just get this intuitive sense it could be quite an intense season on a collective level. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it will reflect on your individual level, and of course we're going to pick some cards to see what's going on for you individually, but I just think things could feel a little bit heightened on the collective, on the global scale for this month, for this season. So just be aware of that. I would say really make self-care a priority for you, self-love. And what I really feel is important as well is to tune into peace. If we want to see peace in the world, we need to create it within ourselves and then within the area around us first, and then we can take any other action that we desire or feel is aligned or right to do to bring that peace into a larger space, right? So we need to start with ourselves first. So I really invite you actually to spend a lot of time this month on your self-care, meditating, sending healing to those areas, sending healing to the people who are affected, and at the same time creating that peace for yourself. Is there something that you can do to create peace? Maybe if somebody really irritates you or triggers you, is there another approach that you can take? Can you come from a more peaceful space, or can you come from a more loving space? Can you minimize the conflicts, the arguments, the disagreements, for example, not just in your personal life but in the world around you? You know, like if you go and queue for a coffee and somebody pushes in front of you, rather than say to them, hey, you've pushed a boundary there, or you've overstepped, or you've triggered me, that's not right, can you instead think, do you know what, I'm going to send this person love. What they've done maybe isn't right, but I'm going to send them love. Maybe they need that love. Maybe they need to feel the enveloping unconditional love that maybe they haven't had in their life. So I'm going to invite you to come from a very mindful space this month, and I'm saying this to myself as much as I am to you, is how can we minimize those smaller disagreements and smaller examples of conflict around us to create more peace, to raise that vibration, right? Because if you're watching this, and you will resonate on some level of being a light worker, and of course that is about helping to raise the vibration of the planet and of yourself at the same time. And so this is really a strong call for us as light workers to step up, and I just think in a way it's really good that we have the energy of Aries season coming in to bring that initiative, to give us that I'm going to say gentle push, but you could say it was a kick it will depend where you are in your energy, in your space, in your time, how motivated you are, right? So I just think I want to mention this because it's just something that was coming up, and make or break is really what I feel. And I think therefore as light workers we have a responsibility to actually do something to help that, whether that's on our own internal scale or whether that's within the community around us or whether that's further afield. Whatever it is, it's still great, it's still contributing to creating more peace, and I really invite you to tune into that. Ultimately, the question you can ask yourself is, how can I be a warrior for peace this Aries season? How can I bring that warrior energy in a way that's really promoting, bringing, encouraging, inspiring peace, love, unconditional love? Yeah, so that's what I just invite you. Maybe you can journal on that or just meditate on that and see what comes through for you. Okay, so let's dive into the card readings. We obviously have card pile 1, which is on the left, which has this beautiful rainbow amethyst freeform, and that's just really bringing this really spiritual, higher chakra quality to this. And then we have card pile 2 on the right, which is connected to this smoky citrine freeform with, again, all these beautiful rainbows in it. And this is bringing a bit more abundance, prosperity, removing that negativity and transmuting it into positivity or joy, whatever feels more aligned for you. So just take a moment to maybe tune in and see which card pile you resonate with, which one's calling to you, and just trust that it will be the right one. And if you are new, then just trust this is the beginning of your journey with these cards. And if you've been joining me for the past few seasons, then let's just see how your journey, your path is developing and expanding in this season. Okay, so if you chose card pile number 1, then the first card that came up for you is the 8 of Wands from the Modern Witch Tarot. And what I really love about this card is the energy that's in it. You might not be able to see this, but I will do close-ups. There's a person here on a motorbike, and there's just like the wind blowing in their hair, the open road in front of them. They are going forwards. Nothing can stop them. Nothing can hold them back. They are ready for a change. They have this kind of momentum, this motivation, this desire to go out, to do things. So this is feeling good. So in a way, we've talked a lot about healing. We've had a lot of healing cards that have come through in the last few months, and this is like, okay, you've done a lot of healing. The challenges, the difficulties are kind of dissipating, right? And now we're moving into this space of prosperity, I want to say, and change and travel and newness. It feels like the perfect card for Aries season, really. This is really about going with the flow. Like, don't resist change, flow with it, trust it, like take the action this time, go for it. So if something comes up as an opportunity or something, obviously tune into your intuition in your gut and be like, does this feel aligned? And if it does, go for it. Don't resist it. Don't be like, oh no, I don't know if I'm ready for it, because Aries season is like, but you are ready for it, baby. You are so ready for it. You've been waiting for this. And don't let the illusions of the past, don't let the difficulties of the past hold you back, because really you are ready to go out there, to put yourself into a new space and to really pioneer into something different for yourself. So I feel like there's change, there's potentially travel, and that can be on a national or an international scale, right? You don't have to think, oh, I'm going to have to book a ticket to Australia or, you know, somewhere like that. It can be within the area that you live in, just exploring a new place that maybe you haven't been to before. But this person is ready. Like, you can even see this, like the smoke coming off the tires. Nothing is holding them back. They're like, let's go, I'm ready for this. So yeah, perfect Aries season card. I think you are ready for change, you're ready for it. It's gonna be fast paced, and don't even stop to pull back or to think, I'm not ready for this, or I'm not good enough, or who am I to have this? You are so ready. Go for it, trust it, go for it. The next card that came through for card pile 1 is the Earth Dragon from the Dragon Oracle cards by Diana Cooper. I chose this deck because honestly, you can't really have Aries season and not have a fire. You can't not have fire. So this card is Earth Dragon, and it says, clears your path and the land around you. Stay grounded, be ready to serve. Stuck energy is clearing. You can move forward in life, which I feel like just connects really nicely to the 8 of Wands, right? So it's like you're ready for that change. Let's just do any kind of clearing. But what also is interesting for me is this is about grounding. I think this is so important, right? We've just had dreamy Pisces season and everything's been all like floaty and watery. And this card is like, if you're going to take action, you need to be grounded. You need to be present. You cannot take aligned action if you're up here or floating around. Yeah, you need to be down. You need your feet to be in the earth. So I invite you to really focus on your grounding this month, like literally putting your feet on the sand, on the earth, on the soil, on the grass, whatever it is you can find. Physical contact is going to be really important for you. The other thing that comes through with this is be ready to serve. And something that would be really great is we're just talking about what's going on in the world. So something you might feel really cool to do this month is maybe to send healing to the earth, to the people, to the land. Where there is conflict at the moment, you might feel called to do that. So you could maybe do a crystal grid, or you could send some Reiki to the earth. You can even just sit down, put your hands on the earth and say to the earth dragons, please come with me, come through me, and move through the earth to the place that needs healing on the land and the people, and please just guide me and help me and show me what I need to do, show me what I can say or do or think or be in this moment to bring that healing forth. So essentially, if we want to take action, just clear any unwanted energy. That can be as quick as thinking, have I saged myself? When I say saged, I mean all type of cleansing, whether that's sound, whether that's visual, whether that is smoke, whether that's something entirely different. I'm just going to use the term sage because I really like that word. You might just need to sage yourself, or you might want to sage your house. I would definitely recommend that because we're starting this new astrological season. I think it'd be perfect to do that. But you can call upon the earth dragons to support you, to do that with you, and to help you so that you're ready to take this aligned action. Okay, so the third card for this month, our soul plant energy for card pile 1 is the Divine Mother, radiating love, compassion and wisdom. And I feel like this just, again, this all is lining up beautifully because we have the earth dragon, and this is a very kind of earthy energy in the sense it's very much connected to, you know, the physical earth and, you know, like flowers, plants, like gardening. I just really get that whenever I tune into this energy is like Mother Earth, right? So it's a beautiful, beautiful energy. So radiating love, compassion and wisdom. Now we were again talking earlier about, can you be this presence for peace and unconditional love this month? Can you really embody and bring that in? And this card is inviting you to really do that. If you've picked this card pile, it's saying, okay, can you send that nurturing, loving energy to others? Can you hold space for other people? What can you give that isn't going to deplete you? We're never trying to deplete ourselves. Remember, self-care is really important. You need to fill up your cup first. But what can you be giving? So there's a lot of service that's coming in here actually, which is interesting because there's change coming in. I just wonder if maybe you're feeling called to do something, to take some action and step into something a bit more. And that could be on, you know, like a humanitarian basis. It could be that you are feeling really passionate about what's happening around the world and you want to go and volunteer to help out at a local centre or gather supplies, or you want to raise money or something like that, right? It could be that you're feeling called to do something along those lines because there's this service, this giving, this nurturing, right? So really you're going to be this pillar for society almost this month. You're going to be standing tall and just really standing your ground, very grounded, very much connected to that deep, loving wisdom that comes from Mother Earth when you get to the core, right? We think of Earth as being like really toxic and heavy and overwhelming. When you get to the core, it's filled with unconditional love, abundance, wisdom of how to nurture and care for others, bringing compassion in. So can you tune into that energy and that way of being this month? And I think that this just is such a beautiful reading. It's like, take action, go with the change, do something that feels different, that you're being called to do, and trust it and ground, and then be that vessel, that presence for love. I just think it's such a beautiful card reading. So let me know how this resonates with you in the comments below. So if you chose card pile 2, then your main theme for the Aries season is the King of Wands. This is so interesting. Again, another really fiery card that has come through, and I shuffled both of these very separately and I really set the intention. I always really hold the intention when I'm shuffling. So I love this. You can even see the flames on the throne here, like going up the throne, even like the way that the wand is, even the leaves look like fire. But then we have like, I'm going to say like a business energy. This is all business in this. Like card pile 1, there's this real opportunity and change. Card pile 2, it's like we're getting down to business. So you might be feeling called to step into more of a leadership role, which is really interesting. So that can be obviously where you're working at the moment. It could be in your own business, or it can be, again, we're tuning back into the light worker. Is there something that is more of a kind of visionary thing, more of a global spiritual healing thing that you want to focus on, that you're really feeling called to tune into? Because this is going to be a great time to step into that. So again, I feel like Aries season is really going to help us to tune into our purpose and step into that a bit more and actually share that. So there's less focus on creativity or going with the flow. This is really saying to you, let's take some action. If you want something to happen, make a decision, make a plan, do it. Don't just think, oh, it will happen eventually, or maybe if I create that. No, like, take the idea and run with it, do it. So how can you step into that leadership role this month? How can you become the King of Wands, right? And that doesn't matter what gender you are. What matters is the element of the leadership, right? So yes, there is more of the masculine connection here, but when we talk about masculine, we're talking about taking action. We're talking about being productive. We're talking about providing, right? If you think of the masculine, they are providers. We're talking about creating a safe space to hold space for the feminine or the receptive, intuitive side, right? So it could be that maybe you need to do a little bit of healing on that, maybe reframe your beliefs around the masculine, because we very often call it toxic, but actually that's just when it's being misused or misembodied, right? But when it's embodied properly, it's a really beautiful energy. So maybe just look at your relationship with that this month and think, okay, how can I use the fire of this month to transmute that into the divine masculine, the really positive, loving aspect of the masculine, and really take that action, step into my leadership and get things done, because there is such a steely, determined look on this person's face, which I love. So I am excited to hear what you are getting on with this month, because you are not messing around. Go and do it, and then come back and tell me how amazing it was when you stepped into that and you really created the change that you're looking for. The next card that we have for card pile 2 is the Golden Atlantean Dragon. Helps you remember the wisdom of Golden Atlantis, awaken, bring back your knowledge, gifts and talent, reclaim your mastery. So this is really interesting to me, because when I think about Atlantis, I think of it as being a very masculine time. Lemuria was very much into the feminine. It was very intuitive, very receptive, very much flowed, surrendered, right? Whereas Atlantis was very much taking action, creating new things that will help, like technology and things like crystal technology, to go forth and to improve things. Okay, so they were quite different energetic times, and this to me is like reclaim the knowledge that you had from that time, the wisdom, but also maybe do some healing around that. Yeah, because we do know that obviously the Atlantean fall was quite bad. There were some difficult and negative things that happened, so it might be that on a personal level you need to do some past life regression, some healing around that. And the reason that I say that is because guess what? Guess what soul plan energy came through for this card pile for this reading? Yeah, you're guessing right. It is the 18. I feel like we've had this 18 so many times. Putting these two together for me is basically saying you need to heal a past timeline. You need to go to a past life, an Atlantean past life, and do some healing, because we know this is past life integration, and this is definitely saying tune into that, reclaim your mastery. Well, sometimes we need to heal something in order to access and integrate our mastery, right? Also, I want to mention the crystal here. That feels really important as well. So maybe seeing if you can get a crystal to aid you in this, whether that is to aid you in your meditation or your past life healing, or whether that is just in general to help you step more into that self-mastery space. This to me looks like aquamarine or like a clear quartz, or do you know what I mean? It's like a white icy blue on this. So maybe find a crystal that you feel resonates with that. Maybe you've got one in your collection already, or maybe you'll find one that kind of resonates, but just something about that feels really important, connecting with the crystals, working with that. So there's really a bit of healing that's coming in. So even though it's asking you to step into leadership this month, this card pile is saying, but also you may need to heal things in order to reclaim that mastery, that leadership, right? In order to become that leader, you need to check, is there anything I need to heal? Is there anything I need to clear? Is there anything I need to release? Is there anything I need to step more into? You know, there's all these amazing questions that you can ask yourself to help you to really embody and step into that King of Wands in a really positive way, right? So I'm only briefly going to mention this because we've kind of already spoken about it, but obviously we have finality and solution, finality, decisions, and past life integration. So for me, it's like integrate your past lives and do some healing, then you can make some decisions, and then you have the solution, then you have the outcome, the finality that you're looking for, right? Then you can step into a leadership. So I feel like it's really straightforward for you. It sounds very straightforward anyway. Of course, you know, healing takes its time, and of course I'm here if you need any support in that. You know, you can book in a session with me. I obviously love doing past life healing, and I love doing the Akashic Records. So if you want to tune into that with me, I will put the details for that in the description box, so you can contact me about that. But certainly that is your mission, is to become this leader, become this master, to help others by first working through things for yourself. So it's a really interesting card pull this month. I feel like all the cards just line up so perfectly with what we've been talking about at the beginning of the video, and also just the energy of the season, which is really, really interesting to me. I feel like these are the most aligned cards that we've picked so far for the astrological season. So let me know how this reading resonates in the comments below. I always love hearing from you guys, and thank you for all of the DMs and things that you send me as well. I really appreciate that. And also, I don't know if I've told you guys this yet, but I'm so happy to say that we have reached 10,000 views on this channel, which is the coolest thing ever. Like, I cannot believe it. Thank you so much to each and every one of you for your commitment and your love, and just coming every single week, watching these videos, liking these videos, sharing these videos, commenting on these videos. Literally, it means the world to me. I am so chuffed. I was so happy when I logged in and I had that kind of 10,000 views, and it does, like, what are they called? You know, when you pull a party popper thing. No, that's not the right word. Oh, I can't think of the word. Like, you used to pull them and go poo. Or whatever. Anyway, you get the point. Like, you know those emojis where it's like, woo, confetti. There we go, the confetti emoji. Like, that was amazing. So thank you so much. It's honestly down to you guys being amazing. So thank you so much for that. So let me know how these readings have resonated in the comments below, and I will see you in next week's video. You got me, we got everybody. I got the gift, gonna kick it in the goal. It's time to move your body. Babylon begging business. Can I get away with this every girl, every man? Ooh, 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 ooh. Houston, do you feel me? Whether you've got one in your looking up. What do we know about you? What do we know about you? Ooh, 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 ooh. Let my world to sunlight. Make this dream of us that I know. Dirty dancing in the moonlight. Do, 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 do. So if you chose card pile, so essentially, hello beautiful souls, and welcome to our Aries pick a card reading to the place that needs healing within, on